I didn't hear you talk that time. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, yes. I guess I'll go up into the, I'll start it off.
Sure. Oh yeah. I might actually jump up there with you guys to listen though.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you on the broadcast, so. Qualifying starts in 1 minute. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'd be cool. Good.
I don't want to be talked to while I'm qualifying because I got my button somewhere where I
Talk
can
to me,
hit
I'm
it.
saying conch.
Alright, I'm gonna fire.
Yeah, you just had to do it to me, didn't you?
It didn't feel that fast, to be honest.
Good lap.
a special featured night, is Iowa Speedway in the Chevy Silverado Truck Series. Tonight's race is a non-points event, kind of like, I guess you can say, the All-Star event. But enough about that. Andy Lashinsky is going to be our pole winner tonight during qualifying. Andy Lashinsky, how do you like this setup, and what do you think of tonight's race? What are you expecting for tonight's race?
I love Iowa. This is a track where you can run high and low, so it should be a lot of good racing. You're not really, well, let's hopefully not see any people kind of fighting over the same spot. It should be pretty good racing, and the setup's really nice. It's not too tight, not too loose. Should be a lot of good driving.
Oh, that's cool. My name is Mark Figueroa. Joined in the booth tonight would be Nick tonight. Nick, what do you think about tonight's race? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I think tonight should be a pretty interesting race. There's no points on the line, and we've got a lot of different things that could happen here. Everybody's probably going to go balls to the wall, so I look forward to an interesting race with nothing more than a winner's trophy on the line.
I gotcha. Well, we'll go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Gary Moore. Go ahead and we'll let Gary Moore, tonight's admin, go ahead and conduct tonight's drivers meeting before we start the grid.
Well, basically we're following all the same rules. No wave, one wave by to the first car lap down. No clearing black flags. We got 100% fuel tonight, and so it should be a good race. And again, thank you for Bob's Motorsports sponsoring the race.
Thank you, Gary. And for tonight's starting lineup, our pole position winner,
Number 78, Naramore Machine Shop, Andy Lashinsky from Phoenix, Arizona.
In
Wayne
the
Willard,
01 truck.
01, Wayne Willard, Willard Record Service.
Number 62, No Obama, Save the USA, Chevrolet, Brian Holman, Beaufort, Georgia.
Number 21, from North Canton, Ohio, Donnie Gates.
Number 41 from New Brunswick, Canada, Robert Lee.
Number 12 from Durham, North Carolina, Josh Weaver.
Number 53, Gary Moore from Manchester, New Hampshire, driving the Star-sponsored Chevy Silverado.
Number 42, Chris Perry, Angola, New York, Team Naramore Machine Shop, Chevy Silverado.
Bob Roberts in the 47 from Little Rock, Arkansas, Naramore Racing Chevy.
Steve Bryan driving the number 18 Sirius XM Chevy from Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
number 11 position being the number 8 truck of Ed Mahalsik.
Number 60, Ron Miller, Down Valley Septic.
Number 36, Chris Naramore, Lakeland, Florida, Naramore Machine Shop, Chevrolet.
Alright, gentlemen, appreciate it, and y'all have a good luck out there, and y'all have fun. Well, tonight's race should be a real doozy. All they got is bragging rights on the line for tonight, for the next week. So it ought to be interesting. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I think it ought to be an interesting race. We got a short field tonight, and not a lot's on the line, and so we got to have a pretty good show here.
And just to let the viewers know at home, the top 3 qualifiers They are less than 3/10 of a second separating the top three. So those first three trucks that you see, the Andy Lashinsky, Wayne Willard, and the Brian Holman, all those three guys, I guarantee you those are going to be the three trucks that are going to be beating door to door going around this track. As the lights are off on the pace car as they enter turn 2, these guys could be setting up for an exciting night's racing here at Iowa Speedway. Just tonight, our producer slash camera guy will be Mr. Rob Moore, one of the head honchos of Bigdogs Racing. So, Rob, give us a show. As the field comes out into turn 4, the pace car drops to the infield, and Andy Lashinsky gets a good run on, gets a good jump on the start as they enter turn 1.
Yeah, Wayne Willard didn't get a bad start off with him, and Brian Holman ought to be sitting back waiting for them two to start mixing it up so he could start reeling them in the 62 car.
Yes, the first three cars are pretty much nose to tail. You got the 41, the 21, and the 53 of Gary Moore, Robert Lee, and Donnie Gates on battling door to door going into turn 3 and 4. And it's gonna be a door banging time out there as Gary tries to get a run on that low side.
So far, we got a pretty clean start to the race.
Caution. Gary Moore gets into the 41 of the Robert Lee machine.
That's real quick, and then tell me what you got.
In the middle of 1 and 2.
I guess I spoke a little too early there.
As we go to replay, it looked like that Gary just got a little high going and tagged the 41 there in the middle of turn 1 and 2. As you can see, he just barely hit the left rear quarter panel. You hit that left rear quarter panel of any of these cars in the middle of a turn, that's a lot of load that's going to be shifted to the other side, and they're going to spin out. Just to let the viewers know, we've got 4 resets tonight, so keep most of the trucks in the field just to make sure we have a little bit of fun tonight. So,
and then number 62, Brian Holman's the first to come down pit road. It looks like we got about 5 other drivers coming down with him.
Yeah, Brian Holman, he's been known to anytime a caution comes out, he's going to take that opportunity to get some fresh Dr. Feelgoods and full tank of that Sunoco racing fuel to keep him in tip-top shape. Keep an eye on him. He'll be working his way through the field.
Well, it looks like Will Miller's the first to come off pit road, followed by Brian Holman, and then Robert Lee.
And it looks like Gary Moore is headed down to his pit crew to get some cosmetic damage fixed on that car. Yeah, this track here is a lot of people consider it a short track, but this track, they carry some pretty good speeds going into these corners. It's almost like a super speedway of short tracks. Kind of a hybrid of a Richmond International Raceway, most people say.
Well, after stops, we have the pole sitter Andy Lashinsky is still in first place, followed by the 01 of Wayne Willard. The number 21 car of Donnie Gates, third place. Fourth place is number 47 Bob Roberts. The number 18 truck of Stephen Bryan is rounding out your top 5.
And sixth place, you have number 12 truck of Josh Weaver. Followed behind him is the number 42 truck of Chris Perry. Eighth place, we have the number 60 truck of Ron Miller. Following behind him is the number 41 of Robert Lee. And rounding out your top 10 tonight is the number 62 truck of Brian Holman. He's the second truck in line that has got fresh tires. So
yeah, he come back down pit again, which will put him now at the tail end of the field. Holman's going to make this one a little interesting, it seems.
Yeah, he likes hanging out back until it's money time, and then he'll move his way up through the field. He really likes these trucks and these short tracks, so ought to be interesting.
As they double up for lights are off on the pace car, it looks like we'll be going green this time by.
Hopefully Andy Lashinsky can go ahead and get another run like he did at the drop of the green flag here at lap 8 of this 65 lap event. As the pace car drops off the field, Andy Lashinsky
green
hits
flag.
the go pedal and green flag's in the air. He gets about a 2 truck length lead over Wayne Willard going in turn 1.
We have the 47 truck going low on the 21. Got a pretty good battle going on there. And
the 47 truck of Bob Roberts and the 21 of Donnie Gates are battling side by side. Bob Roberts is trying out that low line tonight, see if he can actually get it done on the low side.
So he's getting loose down there.
He gets a little wobble coming off the floor.
Caution is out, caution is out.
Josh Weaver takes a nice
Good look at your
flight
time,
through
make
the
sure everything
air
looks
with
okay.
his truck. As we go to the replay, find out just exactly what happened here. As they go into 3 and 4, looks like the 18 of Stephen Bryan goes a little wide, gets up into the wall, and him and Josh Weaver got a little collected up. Airborne Josh Weaver goes. I think he should get his air wings off of that one. What do you think?
Yeah, if he does come back out onto the track, he might be pretty upset about what happened there. Looks like he's out of his race car.
Yeah, was it, I think NASA was expecting a launch from Iowa Speed. I don't think NASA was expecting a launch from Iowa Speedway tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Got lots of guys getting their trucks worked on here on pit road right now. Looks like we got 5 cars off the lead lap from that altercation.
Yeah. You got Gary Moore that was involved in that crash. The Bob Roberts machine. Josh Weaver machine, Stephen Bryan, and Chris Perry. All were involved in that lap 10 altercation. Looks like the 36 truck of Chris Naramore is getting the lucky dog on this caution flag run right here. Gotcha.
Well, as we're working caution number 2, we have the number 78 pole sitter Andy Lashinsky still leading the field. We have the 01 of Wayne Willer in second, the number 21 of Donnie Gates running in third, Robert Lee in the number 41 is in fourth, and Brian Holman in the number 62 truck is rounding out your top 5.
In 6th place, you got the number 8 truck of Ed Mahalsick. Followed shortly behind him is the number 47 truck of Bob Roberts. And then the number 36 truck of Chris Naramore. The number 60 truck of Ron Miller. And rounding out your top 10, one lap down, is the number 53 truck of Gary Moore. As the lights come off the pace car, they line up 2 by 2. Get ready for another, hopefully a nice long green flag run. Hopefully everybody's got the hands out of their pants and go back to racing.
Pace car's off.
Pace car's
Ready,
off.
green flag.
Green flag's in the air. Andy Lashinsky gets himself a good jump on this restart. And they're stacked up 2 by 2. Going into turn 1 and 2. You got Robert Lee, Brian Holman, and Donnie Gates battling door to door out of 2 down the backstretch. Brian Holman, he's slicing and dicing going through turns 3 and 4. Oh! He taps another truck and he takes it through the infield. He gathers it back up. He's able to keep on going. Now that was a good piece of driving right there by Brian Holman. Next battle we got is 4th place between Chris Naramore and Bob Roberts. Looks like Chris Naramore tried to play the over-under card on Bob Roberts, and he ends up giving up the position to Bob Roberts. then behind him you got Egg Mahomsick and it's the 60 truck of Ron Miller going side by side through turns 3 and 4. And Egg gets a little loose going through turn 4.
It looks like the guys got a little bit better handle on their truck so far in this run. We're working lap 21. We have the number 78 of Andy Leszczynski in first place, Wayne Wilders in the 01 running second. Third place, number 41, Robert Lee. Fourth place, Bob Roberts, followed by the number 36 of Chris Naramore in the number 36 car, rounding out your top 5.
Ed Mahomsick gets a little loose coming out of turn 4. He's able to gather it back up and keep on going, but the battle to watch right now, see number 42 of Chris Perry and the number 8 of Ed Mahomsick. They've been going toward here pretty good.
Yeah, they do have a pretty good battle going on there. It's last couple laps, and looks like that 60 car is just really going to work it up. Looks like Ed had slipped up and maybe even tapped the wall a little bit there, but he keeps going. It's allowing the number 21 of Donnie Gates to get underneath him now as they work side by side. And that brings Brian Holman into the picture, running in 7th place.
Yeah, you got the 42 truck, who is is 3 laps down, so he's trying to stay on that high side and try to give the racing groove to these lead lap trucks. So
you might get a pretty good battle going on between the 21, 42, and 62. Brian Holman, as they go 3 wide.
Oh, hey, Brian Holman's able to make it stick.
Yeah, he works real good on that outside line, and he takes the 5th position now?
Yeah, Brian Holman's being scored in the 6th position right now. And he's going to be shortly working on the number 36 truck, Chris Naramore. About a second and a half ahead of him.
Yeah, Brian should catch him pretty quickly.
Looks like you're fixing to have a battle for the lead. You got Andy Leszczynski and Wayne Willard. Andy Leszczynski still got that lead, but Wayne Willard is looking at the tailgate of Andy Leszczynski saying, just make one false move, son, and I've got you covered.
Yeah, and I'm sure 3rd place Robert Lee's really hoping they start battling it out side by side so he can get in on that action.
Yeah, it looks like Andy Leszczynski can work that bottom groove there in 3 and 4, unlike the rest of the field who takes it high in 3 and 4. So we'll see if his tires can actually last. I don't think Andy Leszczynski's pitted yet.
I don't think he has either, and we're working lap 30 now. So yeah, those tires should be getting pretty used up on his machine. I don't think Wayne Willard's pitted neither.
You got your top 2 drivers that have failed to make their pit yet for some Dr. Feelgoods. So we're working lap 31 of tonight's event.
And here we go. We got a battle between the 60 car and the 62 of Brian Holman as they go side by side. But it looks like Brian couldn't make it stick there on the bottom, and he had to back it up a little bit.
Yeah, Ron Miller racing for the Lucky Dog spot. He's the first truck 1 lap down, and so if we was to get a caution, he'd be the he'd be able to get the lucky dog wave by. So I know he's praying for a caution.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good, decent run going here as the 62 works up underneath the 60, trying to take that 5th spot away. And he almost had him, but then, nope, he's got him.
Now as he got the lap truck of number 60, Ron Miller, cleared, he can start working his sights on the 36 truck, Chris Naramore, 4th place. Chris Naramore gets a little loose coming out of turn 4. Brian Holman tries to the high side. He ends up trading paint with the outside wall there on the front stretch. As they're door to door down the back stretch. Chris Naramore backs out of it, lets Brian Holman have that. As Chris Naramore's looking to drop another spot to Mr. Donnie Gates in the 21 truck, and he does.
Well, we lost our 2nd place driver there, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Mr. Wayne Willard. He's being shown 3 laps down. Well, it looks like the 01 truck of Wayne Willard has lost his connection, so he'll end up taking a DNF for tonight's race. Man, I hate it for him. He had a really good truck. He was giving Andy Lashinsky a run for his money.
Yeah, that's really too bad. We might have had a pretty good show up front, especially if this thing continues green. But right now we have Andy Lashinsky in the 78 machine running first, 3.4 seconds over Bob Roberts in the number 47 machine. The 41 truck of Robert Lee running in 3rd. 62 of Brian Holman is 4th now. And the number 21 of Donnie Gates is now rounding off your top 5.
And in 6th place, you got the number 36 truck of Chris Naramore. And in 7th place, we have the number 8 truck of Ed Mahalsik, who is the last truck on the lead lap. First truck a lap down tonight would be the number 60 truck of Ron Miller in 8th place. And in 9th, you got number 53 of Gary Moore, 2 laps down. And 3 laps down, rounding out our top 10, would be the number 42 truck of Chris Perry. As Brian Holman is looking down low, going down the backstretch of the 41 trucker Robert Lee, as they go into turn 3 and 4. And, oh, Robert Lee looks like he got himself a nice little run on the high side. And he's telling Brian Holman if he wants it, he's going to have to earn it. He ain't going to just give it up to him. As he finally makes the pass coming out of turn 2, going down the backstretch. Brian Holman, he's working a good race tonight.
Yeah, he definitely is. Now he's got the 47 truck of Bob Roberts in sight, about a half second behind him, so ought to make for an interesting race. Hopefully maybe we'll get a caution here and tighten the field back up as we work flat 43 of 65.
Yeah, that Brian Holman, like I said, he likes taking tires every chance he gets, and he's on about, I do believe, 15 lap fresher tires than the rest of the field here. So as he works down below
Caution's out.
Bob Roberts, caution comes out on the field.
Make sure you're getting yourself something to drink there, buddy.
42 of Chris Perry spins out and tags the wall here.
Well, will Brian Holman come down pit road this time, or will he stick it out and try to keep that second position as we work lap 45 here? What do you think?
Yeah, as we're looking at the replay, the Chris Perry machine, he just got losing. Went to, almost had it saved and ended up shooting himself back up into the outside wall. Yeah, I have a feeling Andy Lashinsky's going to take some tires on this round of pit stops. And he does. Andy Lashinsky, Brian Holman, Bob Roberts, and the 41 of Robert Lee, the 21 of Donnie Gates, all come in for service. Now the question is, are they going to take 4 or are they going to take 2? So right sides are up. And the left side's up on the Brian Holman machine, and the Andy Lashinsky is getting 4 fresh Dr. Feelgoods.
Well, Ron Miller was waved around the pace car. That will put another one on the lead lap.
Yeah, it looks like we had a couple of trucks do a little bit of strategy, taking the 2 tires. Looked like the Bob Roberts and the Donnie Gates machines both took 2 tires on that last pit stop.
Did you see if Holman and Lashinsky had gotten 2 or 4?
Brian Holman and Andy Lashinsky are both working with 4 tires. And it's going to be interesting seeing those 2 work the other 2 trucks in front of them, if they're able to get by them or if they're able to hold their spots. So as we're working lap 47 of 65 laps for this evening's race, it's going to be a shootout to the end. I have a feeling we'll probably see at least 1 more caution before the night's end. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, there's a very good chance of that. I mean, you got Brian Holman and Andy Lashinsky, our pole sitter, which pretty much led every lap of this race with 4 tires behind these guys, and I have a feeling that Bob and Donnie aren't going to want to give up their spots, and they were running a little bit slower times than especially Lashinsky out there, so we could see a little bit of blocking and maybe a little bit of concrete.
Yeah, they're really going to take the old saying of trading paint to a whole nother level. These guys are going to be racing as if they was qualifying, so they're going to hang it out, see what comes out on the other end.
And it looks like our producers are asking us to take a quick commercial break, so we'll be back after these messages. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're back here to Iowa Speedway as we line up double file. The pace car's got the lights out, and we'll be going green this time by as Bob Roberts, Donnie Gates, Brian Holman, Andy Lashinsky, and Robert Lee take out your top 5. And the pace car's off, and Bob Roberts jumps out to a nice lead there. Holman gets underneath the 21 of Donnie Gates. jumps up into second spot. Looks like he's going to go right after Bob Roberts, wasting no time.
Andy Lashinsky's going to try to get the low line in turn 3 and 4 on the Brian Holman machine. Oh, he starts to slide up. Ooh, they just come close to making contact. Boy, it's going to be a slobber knocker.
Brian works that outside groove pretty well. It's interesting to watch him do that. Let's see if he'll do the crossover here on Lashinsky.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to keep it high. He's liking that high side in 3 and 4 because he's able to get a run coming down the front stretch. So, and the whole time this is going on, these two going door to door. Bob Roberts is like, you boys keep battling it out there. I'll stay up front, cash the check at the end of the night.
Yeah, Holman's working that outside line really well and keeping Lashinsky at bay. Looks like Bob Roberts got into the wall, and that's going to relinquish the lead to Brian Holman.
So Brian Holman is now our leader, followed close in tow by the 78 truck of Andy Lashinsky. Andy Lashinsky, he's bound and determined to get that low line to work for him.
Yeah, I just don't think there's as much grip down there as that outside line has, it seems.
Yeah, I do believe if you go down low, you end up putting the truck in a bind, and you end up leading off a little too much speed, and you're not able to get the whole shot coming out of the corner like you are on the high side, keeping the truck nice and free.
Well, Brian's given Lashinsky a lot of room. It's not like he's really pinning him down there too hard.
Yeah, as Brian tries to pinch him a little bit, but Andy holds his ground.
Yeah, they're racing really hard out there. It's really enjoyable to watch these two go at it.
While these two are going at it, you got Donnie Gates and Bob Roberts fighting over for third. Yeah, these two boys here, they race each other on a nightly basis, and they know what each other's capable of. And Andy Lashinsky, he's glued to that back bumper of Brian Holman. Oh my God, he's giving him a nice little push, trying to hopefully give him a little bit too much momentum going down into turn 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, I think that ended up working against Lashinsky there. It gave him a little bit of forward bite and made him push a little bit as he did that. A little too much forward bite anyway.
Yeah, reaching. Ooh, Andy Lashinsky, he pulls up. Ooh. Oh man, he gets a little bit loose in turn 2 and wasn't able to quite being able to hold it and complete that pass.
Well, we got 7 to go. We'll see how this one turns out. Donnie Gates and Bob Roberts seem to have sorted it out a little bit as Donnie Gates pulls away from Roberts.
Yeah, but the battle that everybody's worried about is that top spot between the number 1 and number 2 trucks. The number 62 of Brian Holman in the No Obama Save the USA Chevrolet truck, and the Furniture Road Racing of the 78 of Andy Lashinsky.
And here comes Lashinsky up on the inside as they're door to door. Holman gets a little bit loose. I think Lashinsky's going to try the slide job, but
looks like Andy Lashinsky's got a little bit of cosmetic damage to that to his front end. Might be hurting his aerodynamics just a little bit, but yeah, you get behind one of these trucks and you want every bit of advantage that you can muster.
Yep, they're door to door again. Here we go to 78 and 62. But Brian Holman's got that outside line covered. Lashinsky pulls back into line as we got 2 to go.
Yeah, you look at that left rear bumper of that Brian Holman machine, and you can tell Andy Lashinsky's made his presence known right behind Brian.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be affecting Brian. Brian's a pretty stout driver, and he doesn't let things like that get to him. He just keeps trucking on and running his line. He seems to race the track versus the driver as we work lap 64 here.
Yeah, he's not only does he race in iRacing, but he's also a late model driver in real life, so he knows how to wheel a vehicle around the track. So
I think we got the white flag in the air as the 78's pushing on the 62.
Oh yeah. As they dive down into turn 3 and 4, Andy Lashinsky tries that low line again. Don't think it's quite gonna make it. As Brian Holman comes across the start-finish line as your winner for tonight's race, followed closely behind by the number 78 of Andy Lashinsky. In third place, you got the number 47 truck of Bob Roberts, finishing just over a half a second behind Brian Holman. In the fourth spot, you have Donnie Gates, number 21 truck. And in fifth spot, you have the number 41 of Robert Lee, rounding out your top 5. In sixth place, you have Ron Miller in the Down Valley number 60 truck. And, oh, that was interesting. As Brian Holman tries doing his little victory donut, Ed Mahosik comes around the track and gives him a little tap, little greeting saying, way to go. In the number 7 spot, you have the number 8 truck, Ed Mahosik. And last car on the lead lap, number 36, Chris Naramore. And 2 laps down in the number 9 position, you have number 53 truck of Gary Moore. And rounding out your top 10, 4 laps down, is Josh Weaver in the 12 truck. The number 11 position, the number 18 is Brian, 6 laps down. Number 12, in the 12th position, you have number 42 truck, Chris Perry, who crashed out, 25 laps down. And 13th position, the 01 of Wayne Willard, 30 laps down. Man, I wish he was able to keep in the race tonight, because that would have been a great 3-way battle between those 3.
Yeah, it's really too bad that Wayne Willard dropped out. It would have been nice to see what would have turned out if he would have been in the mix of all this. All right, well, I guess I'll pull up our race winner and we'll start off with interviewing him. Brian Holman, you're tonight's winner. Congratulations, and what did you think of the race, and how about the pit strategies that you had there?
Yeah, it worked out pretty good. Had a good run there. Got to thank 78 for running me clean there. I know he could have run me up in the bumps or run me up high, but you know, he held his line down low, and you know, appreciate that. But yeah, all in all, it's a good race for the No Bama Chevrolet.
Yeah, congratulations again on your win. Yeah, it looked like you guys had a pretty good race going there, and you're right about that. You gave him a lot of room, and he was keeping it down there. There was a couple times you guys got close, especially there at the end, but all in all, it was a great race. Congratulations, Mark.
And second place, we have the number 78 truck of Andy Lashinsky. Andy Lashinsky, that was an awesome race tonight. Even though you led the most laps tonight, that was a good battle between you and Brian Holman there at the end.
Yeah, I agree. My pit crew is slacking a little bit. I got out, I think, 4th out of the pits, and after that, it was a little tough to try and battle on the low side, but I figured better be safe than sorry. I didn't want to wad up both of our cars, and I just try to get as good of a run as I could. But that should be fun to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a real fun one. I noticed there was a couple of times you tried giving Brian a little push going down the front straightaway to try to push him up into the corner just a little bit so you can get that low line to work for you. But yeah, you guys really had a nice, good run there, the last final 15 laps of the race there.
Yeah, thank you.
Bob Roberts, you had finished 3rd there. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish and good race. What did you think about the race and what was your perspective?
Man, the race was a blast. I'd like to thank Narramore Machine Shop for my sponsor tonight, but it was a real good race. Donnie Gates and I took 2 tires there on that last stop, and when I came out, the truck had a strange feel. But after 2 or 3 laps, it really started dialing in. I think if I had a few more laps there, I could have got up there. But those guys were really fast on 4 tires.
Yeah, Bob Roberts. I know you were loving seeing Brian Holman and Andy Lashinsky battle it door to door those laps, and it just looked like you washed up just a little bit, drove it down a little too hard going into turn 1, and ended up having a brush with the wall and had to give up the lead to those 2 boys. But that was a good run for you tonight.
Yeah, it was. It really was good. I wasted a lot of time really trying to. I let the 21 by there too, and wasted quite a bit of time to get by him. But
it's good race, every race, and we'll go ahead and talk to the race admin, Mr. Gary Moore. Gary Moore, what'd you think of the race tonight?
Well, I didn't get to see much of it being in the back of the pack there. After that second wreck, my truck was not right at all, but it seemed like it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good wild finish there. Not really wild, but it was a nice little trading paints finish, I guess you can say, for the night between Andy Lashinsky and Brian Holman. So you should be pretty impressed with the boys tonight after they got all the ants out of their pants after the first couple of cautions. You were able to actually get some green lap runs in.
Yeah, that was some good racing there, and again, once we enjoyed racing with the big dogs, and we also appreciate Bob's Motorsports for helping us put on our series here.
Yeah, all of us here at Dogs Racing want to thank Bob's Motorsports for sure. They're a big part in our organization, and we couldn't do a lot of this without their support. So all of us here at Big Dogs Racing would just like to give a shout out to those boys and thank them for everything that they've done so far.
Most definitely, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody next week. We're going to have another fun session like this with the trucks, and we'll figure out from there. We're not sure what track yet.
It'll be interesting. Well, from all of us here at Big Dogs Racing, everybody have a good evening and good night.